Hey everyone, happy Thursday and welcome to another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. So let me see, had the place to myself today. It's Thursday, so Rafa didn't come in. Jacob had something going on, so had the place to my lonesome today. But had lots of fun here working on these bitchin' cars. So let's go, I guess, in chronological order what I worked on. So this car ran a couple errands. Not that that's interesting, but again, part of building a car sometimes, taking stuff to various suppliers and stuff. So brought some stuff over to zinc plating, some stuff to powder coating, and pretty sure they're going to be very careful now with my powder coating stuff. But yeah, anyway, I'm not really worried about it. But anyway, so yeah, run some errands for this thing, and then worked on the wiring a little bit, mostly just organizing things. It's still a little bit chaotic, but spent some time trimming some wire lengths by, half an inch, inch and a half or so, just to get them looking a little bit better. These two blue ones here, which are for the idiot lights for oil pressure and the generator, were quite a bit too long, and they also weren't really the right length to run nicely together. One of them, they were both too long, but then one of them was like too long. And anyway, so set the lengths on those to where I'm happier with them. Took care of some other random wires up in here, rerouted some things. And yeah, once I finish tidying it all up, it's gonna look pretty nice. But it's just a process you go through. See, these will all lay nicely here like this, and so on and so forth. These I'll probably bundle up kind of like that, and some of these down here will get tied up together a little bit. So yeah, it'll look really nice when it's all finished, when all is said and done. But yeah, spend a little bit of time on that. Not a whole lot, but anyway. So that's what I did on this one today. Again, nothing too exciting, but there you go. Most of the rest of the day, I worked on the beautiful mouse gray Deluxe over here, and I was hoping by the end of the day to have it as a roller, and I don't know, time just got away from me and it didn't quite happen. Nothing's ever quite as easy as it's supposed to be, of course, but there you go. That's restoring cars for you. So a couple things I had to do in advance of not making it a roller is one of which was put on the rear e-brake cables. So got those on. They're the little clip that holds the e-brake cable housing to the backing plate. They can be a little bit of a pain, but anyway, this side went on okay. The other side, when I was tightening the bolts down that holds that little clip, that little retainer on, the bolt actually broke. It was an original K-Max bolt. Apparently, maybe that one had a bit of a tough life. But anyway, it broke off, and so I had to kind of get in there and remove a broken bolt, which is never really fun. It didn't fight me too bad, but still, little things like that add up, a few minutes here, a few minutes there. Anyway, so the e-brake cables are on both sides now. So did that, and then I was about to install his drums and realized that although I had them powder coated, I never actually got them turned. So ran them over to the machine shop I used to turn down our drums. And so that set me back a little bit too. And let's see what else. So moved on to the front then here, tidying up some things to get it ready. And one of which was go ahead and connecting the brake hoses that run from the body over here to the top wheel cylinder. So remember on buses, or if I pointed this out before, buses have beefier brakes than Beetles in a lot of ways. The drums and the shoes and everything are much more massive. But then also on the front, they have two wheel cylinders. So there's a top one and a lower one, and then you have to form this hard line that runs between them. I think I showed all this. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about, go back a few videos and you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, you have to form this kind of S-shaped brake line that joins the upper and lower reservoirs together, and then only the bottom one gets a bleeder. The top one is where this brake hose enters in. So yeah, I got that all routed and stuff. And there's a little, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's this thing right there that holds the brake hose so that it kind of moves with the steering, and it doesn't rub on any of the suspension and stuff. So got those lines into those and looking all neat and nice. So that pretty much got the front ready to the point where I was ready to put the wheels on it. And then I was about actually to jack the front of the car up and put the front wheels on it. However, the drums have a little bit of powder coating inside the threads, and then the threads themselves are, these are old original drums, so even beyond those first couple threads where there is some powder coating, the threads need a little bit of love. And unfortunately, I don't have a 14 millimeter by 1.5 millimeter tap, which is what that takes. So I will run to our local hardware store in the morning and grab one of those, and then I'll go ahead and chase the threads on all these to make sure that the lug nuts are going to go in nicely. And so yeah, that kind of slowed me down too. However, it's something that needs to be addressed. And what else? So yeah, obviously I did manage to get the wheels and tires themselves mounted, and they came out really nice. And then, when you get the white wall tires new, they have this blue stuff. I guess it's supposed to protect the white walls, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to get off. So I actually spent quite a bit of time with a bucket of water and a wet microfiber towel, just basically scrubbing those. I put some detergent in the water, and it helps a little bit, but that stuff's kind of a pain in the ass. There's still a little bit on them, but little spots here and there, but we can address that later. But I didn't want to, spend half a day trying to clean the white walls here. And then the other thing I did, and I always mention this because it's important, and you can go and check my tech tips if you want to see more about it. But I did also go ahead and clean the lug bolt seating surfaces on the wheels. So so there's actually 2 layers of stuff on here. What we do is we powder coat the wheels first, which covers up a lot of like any little imperfections and stuff, and it gives them kind of like a bulletproof coating everywhere. And then they're correctly black on the back sides. And then from there, we paint the faces of the wheels, whatever color they're supposed to be. And so you got a layer of powder coating and a layer of paint here. So we remove all that down to basically bare metal on the lug bolt seating surfaces. And the potential issue is if you're tightening lug bolts or lug nuts against paint and powder coat, they can loosen over time. Powder coat is actually plastic, and when you squeeze plastic like you would tightening a piece of hardware against it, the material will actually undergo something called stress relaxation. Anyway, you can torque it down, and if you come back later, it actually won't be as tight because the plastic will kind of deform in the space of that interface. Anyway, long story short, good idea to take all your wheels down to bare metal where the hardware goes on them. So did that on all of them, and so these are ready to install now. So in the morning, I'm supposed to get the drums back for the back, and then like I mentioned, I will run over and pick up a M14 by 1.5 tap and chase the threads on all 4 drums. And then this puppy is gonna get on its feet. So that's pretty exciting. And then I think I mentioned before, Monday, Rafa and I are probably gonna shift some things around the shop quite a bit here, move some things around and make room for upcoming projects, and make room to better be able to work on the projects we're in the middle of, like this one, which is literally like a foot from that wall, which was fine up until now. And now we need to get this bus where we can, get around all sides of it. It's at that stage where we need pretty unhindered access to it. So Monday, we'll be moving stuff around. So Monday also, this buggy is supposed to go on Monday. The owner texted me, I think yesterday, and mentioned he was wanting to come get it Monday. And then I was texting with the owner of the insanely bitchin' VW Halen cowlick bug, and he's gonna come get it on Saturday. So that's very exciting for him. We will certainly miss having this gorgeous car in the shop, and I'll miss taking it for test drives because it's super fun to drive. But yeah, happy and excited for him to get his car finally. And I will do a walk around video sometime between now and when he picks it up of that one and that one too. I will be working this Saturday, a couple days from now. So maybe Saturday before he comes and picks this one up, I will go ahead and do the walk around video on it. Anyway, one way or another, I will most definitely do a walk around video of both of these cars before they leave our shop. And yeah, then we'll see what's coming in next. So anyhow, I believe that is it for today, guys. Appreciate you watching. Thanks as always for all the comments, likes, and all that good stuff. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.